Did our ancestors know something that we didn't? Because the slaves used to pray to the UFOs for help. If you live in the southern United States, you probably have heard this song. This song has a hidden message that's often overlooked, and that's UFOs. When you hear the word UFOs, it probably brings back something nostalgic like this, but it's much deeper than this. The person that is credited with composing Swing Low was Wallace Willis, also known as Uncle Willis, a Choctaw freeman. It's important to note that not only did African Americans pray to the sky for salvation, but also Native Americans. This is my next source, a pictorial history of the slave trade. If you look at this picture, you see a black man amongst Native Americans. The reason why you see this is because we always stood in solidarity, and just like our ancestors did, we will again. This is my next source, To Be a Slave. And I quote, "Few slaves found arguments of this kind very convincing. However, from this religion which was preached to them, they took what they needed and could use. They fashioned their own kind of Christianity, which they turned to for strength in constant times of need. In the Old Testament story of the enslavement of the Hebrews by the Egyptian, they found their own story." This is my next source, Pictorial History of Jewish Civilization. And I quote, "The thousands of war captives who were transformed into slaves made it possible for the Egyptian kings to implement their feats of engineering. Chained captives are shown on these painted clay-facing plaques from a building erected by Ramses II in honor of the king's brave warriors." Ramses II is the Ramses of the Exodus. Why in the movies are the slaves never depicted black? This is a black man. Look at the yoke of iron on his neck. Now let's go back to a pictorial history of the slave trade. Look at the yoke of iron on his neck. The reason why the slaves were making these connections is because they were being treated just as poorly as the Hebrews. This is my next source, The Bible and Flying Saucers. And I quote, "The Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night." Exodus 13:21. This strange aerial object looked cloud-like during the day and glowed in the dark, a description often associated with modern flying saucers. Eventually, the strange cloud seemed to defeat the Egyptians in battle. This is about Elijah and God flying in a UFO, and he calls it a chariot. Pause and read.